That's what I got left. It's Texas. The bus is still sitting over there. I'll let y'all off the hook. Pearl, Mississippi. That's where I'm at. That bus was there over a month ago when I was headed to Medley, Florida. I showed you that load and the mess that was on the trailer and everything I was left. Blue shirt today. Sorry, no black shirt. It doesn't matter really what color you wear after a full day with these tarps and the road dirt and debris that's on them. You're black. Your hands are black. You're just, you know. I'm going to upload a video on how you scale a trailer, how you make sure you're not overweight, and some information on how they get your weights actually rolling down the highway, and then you know whether or not to go into the scale. If you've ever seen trucks pull into the scale and other trucks just drive right on by, this will explain it. Going to get some breakfast and rock out of here in a little bit and get myself down there and get unloaded. Rolling over from Corsicana. I'm rolling over 188 miles to the Maverick Yard. I'll be picking up out of Wichita Falls, which is just, I don't know, 5 miles up the road. And I'm going to Schofield, Wisconsin. Beautiful place, been there. And if I haven't mentioned that, that's where I'm going. So we'll see you. Okay, I've talked about scaling before. I'm just going to show you real quick how it's done. This is a DG, the drop deck. Glass sits in here. This is a step deck, which I have behind me now. Glass sits something like this, okay? I can have 34K here. That's it. Spread axle, 40K. All right. Rear axles of the tractor, 34K. And on the front, we have 12 5 axles. They'll hold 12,500 pounds per axle. Okay? So let's say I roll through the scales, and here I'm over 34,000. I can't take this load. Two things have to happen. They have to take some glass off, or they have to move the glass forward. And what you do is you always move your load away from the overweight. So if they can move it forward and bring this below 34K, I'm good. Now let's say they move it forward, and on this axle I'm 34,500. I'm going to have to move my fifth wheel, okay? Provided I'm not 12.5K here. If I'm over 34K here, I'm over 34K here. First off, I'm over 34K here, they're going to have to move or slide or move the glass. It's going to have to go forward. If that puts me over here, then I got to try to move the weight up here. If I'm at 12.5, I'm over 34, and I'm over 34, I'm done. I got to go back to have to take glass off. But let's say I get this down to 33.5. But now here I'm 34.5. So what I'll do is I will move this. I can move 1 or 2 notches forward. I think last time I moved it, I got 510 pounds a notch. So we'll move 1 pound forward. Then we'll go back onto the scale. We'll rescale again. So now after I scale, I'm 11.3. 33.5. I've got this now down to 30. Let's call it 33.7. 11.3. I'm not doing the math. I'm good to go. But if I end up overweight here, overweight, I can't move it, overweight, I can't move it, they got to take glass off. Spread axle. Same thing out here applies. Okay? If I'm over 40, which I have never been, okay, they got to move the glass forward. Move the weight away from the heavy. In other words, let's say if I'm up here on this axle and I'm at 37, but back here I'm only let's say 36, they can move 3,000 pounds back here before I even get to the 40K. Okay, so same thing applies. If I'm overweight here, then you move the glass away from the weight. If I'm overweight here, you move the glass away from the weight. At 34,000, I can close the axles up. Okay, and I showed the video where I slide them. I slide them to make it turn easier. So now it turns like a box truck, or it turns like a DG. It don't turn like a spread axle, which they just fight you every minute of the way. Okay. And I had talked about getting pulled into scales. I was at it was a DG, and I was at 33,900. So I am 100 pounds under. Okay. On the highway, they have these light pole looking things. Okay. And before every scale, and if you ever go down the highway and have to look by a truck scale, 1 mile away, you're going to have these. But before I've got to him, I've already ran over scales in the interstate. It will send that to the scale house. The scale house will tell this guy what I need to do, and it will pop up on my PeopleNet here as I get a bypass, I get a pull in unless closed notification. Those are the two. I will get a notification scale 2 miles ahead. When I get to him, it'll say scale 1 mile ahead, and then right after that I should get my pull in unless closed or bypass. I had the problem once before. It's called DriveWise. It wasn't working on my PeopleNet. They had to reload it. So what do you do then? You pull in every scale, period. You just got to pull in. Now, when I was in Canada and I was at 100 pounds under, I was close enough that they wanted to verify I was not overweight. Okay, and how I know these numbers, okay, is I scale every load. Every load I go to the CAT scale. Maverick pays for them, and it's also policy you scale every load. Okay, there's my scale. Now, see that? That would be over on a DG. It's not on a spread axle. Plus, I'm way under on gross. Okay, and if you want to know, if they give you a really cool semi-truck picture with some information, and as you can see, I have stacks of them because I scale every load. So I've got all kinds of little truck pictures. So I hope that explains the scaling procedures and the information we get on the highway to you just a little better. Any questions, just post them down below. I'll be happy to answer them.